Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to an all-new V-Gaming Let's Play. This time around, we're going to be taking a look at the all-new MMO Dungeons & Dragons Neverwinter. Now, if you're a fan of the Dungeons & Dragons series, you will have played the previous Neverwinter Nights games. However, people should know that this is not actually a sequel of any kind to the previous games. This is a completely new standalone MMO. The game itself comes from Cryptic Studios and Perfect World Entertainment, and now we have been playing this already. And the problem with this is that we have two betas that we've been playing this weekend, and the other one being Defiance. And the problem is that they only last for about 2 or 3 days, so we won't be able to actually make a series of this game. So what we're going to do instead is actually maybe do a first 45 minutes, first hour look at the game. Now we have been playing the game already, so we've advanced relatively far. So we will be able to just sort of jump through this relatively quickly and give you a good, hopefully a good first impression of what the game is all about. Now, as you can see here, we're in the character select immediately. Now, there is one that is not available. As you can see, it says coming soon. Now, there are various other races. We have half-orc, human, dwarf, halfling, tiefling, I think you pronounce that, tiefling, wood elf and half elf. Now we have previously made a human male, so let's do something different. Let's go with let's say half elf female. Okay, so the game itself, if you're familiar with Cryptic Studios, you will know that they previously done Star Trek Online, and one of the things that a lot of people were surprised by is how the game actually looks. It is quite similar to the style that they used in Star Trek Online. Not exactly the most advanced graphics in the world, but this is going to be a free-to-play game, so you know, it's relatively nice graphically. Once you'll see which you'll see once we get into the game. As I said, the game is free to play, so it will be powered by microtransactions. Now, apparently it will not be a buy to win, it should be cosmetic only. But regardless of that, there is still quite the selection that the game has to offer. But anyway, let's jump ahead. So we've selected our race, which is the female half-elf. Now we get to choose a character class. Now, once again, there is one that is coming soon. We do not know which it particularly is at the moment, but we do have the option of Trickster Rogue, which is, as you can tell, is sort of dark shadow rogue type character. We have the Great Weapon Fighter, which is the two-handed sword, or I guess like axe, mace sort of thing. The Devoted Cleric, which will be the healer of the few, Control Wizard, and the Guardian Fighter. Now what we're actually going to do is, I have been playing the Guardian Fighter already, so since we are familiar with that, we're just going to jump straight ahead and go with that anyway. The next part of the character creation is it's basically the primary stats. Now each one is relevant to each different class. For the Guardian, now you get two choices at the bottom here. For the humans you get a lot more. Basically they add +2 to particular statistics, and now for the warrior, or the Guardian Fighter, our primary one is Constitution, and then Strength and Dexterity are seconds. We have no interest in intelligence or such, so we don't need this one. We want Constitution and Charisma, since the Wisdom is not as useful. And what you can do is you can re-roll the scores until you get as good a stats as you want. Now you can spend a lot of time here trying to get what you want, but we usually try and aim for this sort of thing, where we get 20 + 2 to the Constitution, and then roughly 13 to each, so that's a pretty lucky roll. As I said, these aren't that relevant. So customization, you get to choose a sort of preset. We'll just click that, customize. As you can see here, the customization actually is, you know, it's not bad. There have been games which are, you know, a lot better. There have been games which are a lot worse. So, you know, it's relatively nice, but we're not going to bother with that because everyone will have their own preferences. So you guys can mess around with the customization yourself. We're just going to take pretty standard looking character here. The next part of the selection is you get to choose a deity affiliation, and now deity affiliation is basically which god you sort of represent. Now you can look through all these. There are, how many is that? 11 in total. Now we're just going to go ahead and click this Tempest one because it's the god of battle, martial prowess. We've been using that already. And then on the left hand side you have the character origins, where you actually get to choose where your story sort of, you know, your background history. Now when you select a particular place, you also get multiple choices. So you even have Baldur's Gate in there, you know, you got Neverwinter. We're just going to go with something random like, yeah, we're from a small fishing village on the Moonsea Island, so that's good enough, but you guys can mess around with that and see how it goes. So we just got to select a name. The Gasming. Doesn't sound right. There we go. And there we go, level 1, straight into the game. So, now this game is, a lot of people have been wary about this game due to the fact that it is Perfect World Entertainment, and because Cryptic Studios, their last MMO outing was,
Hey, are you alright?
So that basically happens throughout the game. Little cutscenes like that sort of pop up. As we were saying, you know, people who know Cryptic Studios, their last outing in the MMO world was Star Trek Online. It was okay, I guess. It disappointed quite a lot of people. Some other people enjoyed it, but don't let that have any effect on how you believe this game could turn out. But anyway, so standard, this is an action-based MMO, so it's look around with the mouse, and you don't have a weapon yet, move with WASD. Now, the game itself is...
Thank the gods. When I saw the Dracolit... Welcome home.
Neverwinter's my home. That's
Quite a path leads to your next
Not a
objective.
very auspicious...
Press C to toggle it on and off.
So the tutorial at the start is sort of an interactive tutorial. As you can see, things
with characters and objects.
Sort of pop up as we go along. Sort of give you a little voice chat on what you're supposed to be doing. But we'll just zoom through all this.
Press 5 to open your inventory. Double click an item to...
So there we go. We've got our first items, and we are good to go.
And mouse look modes.
So, as the tutorial was saying, if you press Z, this little sort of fairy dust kind of trail turns on and off. It sort of just guides you through where you're supposed to go. Now the game is quite straightforward. You know, you sort of follow a particular direct route in most
good to meet you.
Parts of the game, so we're just going to skip all this. You guys can
although we stopped
read that whenever you actually play the game yourselves, if you do. Now this game is, as I said, free to play. It is currently... we gotta stop.
To make matters worse, the enemy...
We don't care. Must be a way we can turn that off. Yeah, there we go. Might. You'd voice after that. Gameplay, can we turn interface? No, I guess we can't turn that off. That'll do. Anyway, so now the game looks relatively standard for an MMO. You have your party member top left. You have sort of menu bar at the top center, the actions and health at the bottom middle, chat at the bottom left, etc., etc. So it's still relatively standard in most circumstances. Now, as we said, this is an action game, so the game is played by standard attack is going to be the left mouse button. The block, however, is the shift button, not the right mouse button. And as we get more abilities, they will start mapping themselves to different keys, but we'll talk about them once we get them. Like this part of the game, there's actually no point killing any of these because we do not actually get experience from them. So, yep, we're coming, buddy. Now, as we said, you know, the game graphically is somewhat similar to the style that they use for Star Trek Online. Now, this isn't the best it can look. There are some options that are disabled for this this beta, which should be enabled once the game goes to full release. But even still, I mean, it's you know, it's still kind of nice. I like it.
The level up guide displays everything you get for leveling up. It
We
may
were
also
lucky to
offer
drive
important
the link.
yeah.
Thank you for aiding. I'm afraid I have a group.
Yeah, that's better. Okay, so as we were saying, if you press the U button, once you gain a level or gain a new ability, you press the U button and it'll bring up this new unlocks and such. And it'll pop open the character sheet. Now the character sheet contains everything that you need to know about your character and gear, your particular powers that you will unlock, different feats, but we'll talk about that later, and companions, which we don't actually have. So you don't actually spend points in your powers at all. They just get granted you as you level. Now, as you see here, we gain the Tide of Iron spell, which has now been mapped to our right mouse button. So that's basically a sort of weaken spell,
Tide of
just
iron to
smacking
weaken
with your
and
shield.
damage an enemy.
Yes, thank you for that. Now this doesn't particularly show you how this sort of skill-based combat works because these guys die relatively easy, so we're just going to try and fight our way through here really quickly. There's some Mars over there. Now, even though the game is in beta, we have yet to come across too many problems. You know, it has run. Now, this is the third beta phase, so you know they have smoothed quite a lot out since the previous beta. But it's still, you know, it runs, you know, pretty smooth. If this is, you know, if the game launches like this, it's you know, it'll be quite an achievement. So, and did we get enough? Yes, we did. So. Deposit. Some of the items react a little slow when you try to talk to them.
Must drive the wizards. Thank you for the help.
Yes.
More undead are attacking.
Now there are a lot of different elements that have been added to this game, which are actually quite fun. Now we can't actually unlock them
Charge at your
until
enemy with a lunging strike.
level 15, which, for example, the Foundry, we actually get to create your own levels. Now I don't know if we'll actually get there before the video ends. I highly doubt it, but you know, hopefully we'll run across one that someone has created. This is one of my favorite abilities. This is the charge. Where it just looks awesome. So the animations in combat, you know, they put some pretty good effort into this. So I just love using it all the time. Just jumping right in there. So what do we need to do? We need to, okay, kill 6, so. There we go, and we're done. And, yeah, so hopefully we'll run across something that someone has created in the Foundry so you can see. There's another little, yeah, there we go, dismiss, that's nice.
Hello again.
As you can see, as we were saying, the game is quite you follow a very straightforward path. You can't particularly wander off and get lost at any point. It's not very open world, you know. Everyone sort of follows the same sort of pattern. This is one of the things that's actually quite nice. We're just gonna, yeah. That's quite nice about the game. You sort of enter these sort of instanced areas. See, now this is the sort of thing. Oh man, how did that actually hit me? This is the kind of thing we're talking about when it comes to the action. A large sort of red circle will appear on the ground, and you just got to sort of move out of the way. And this sort of thing as well. You can also block them. Is he going to do it? Yeah, there we go. So that's what happens, you know. Different classes will have different abilities. For example, the rogue has a dodge. You know, obviously when a weaken block moves with a shield. But those are the skill-based elements that you need to be quite careful of because, you know, at the start of the game it's not that, you know, they're not that strong, so you're probably not going to die that easily. But you still got to be careful of them anyway, so... These little minions aren't that difficult, so... I'm just gonna charge through them all. Pew pew pew. Take my sword to the face. Now, even though the graphics are simple, you can see, you know, they're quite polished. I've yet to encounter any drastic graphical errors. One or two odd things, but nothing that bad. So. Okay, so if we kill this one, I believe.
What in the nine hells is that?
Ah, okay. So this is the sort of first sort of mini boss of this sort of instance. This is a sort of circle area that you have to get out of. If you see there, you sort of, if you get caught in it, it sort of does, sort of, you know, some are AoE stuns, some are AoE just damage, etc, etc. Like that. Okay, so there's this, other ability. Now you can see here that the standard abilities are left mouse button, right mouse button, Q, E, R, and that's it. There are other ones that unlock as you go. And you have this action point with a daily, oh shit, with a daily power. Basically, as you kill or block or evade, you basically gain the action points. And it basically builds up, and then once it fills up, you can use this sort of heavy hitting ability, I guess you could call. This is what I like about these instance areas, you know. It does this sort of like, check this out, this is a boss, you gotta kick its ass sort of thing, you know. It's kind of cool. So, what's the name of this guy again? Ah yes, the Harbinger. So this is the defenders. So this is the daily ability, as you see here. It sort of slams the ground, turns you into this sort of badass-sized elf. And you do extra damage, etc., etc. Of course, they're different for each class, and you will unlock more as it goes along. As you can see here, the game's, you know, the action is. Combat is really relative. You just gotta make sure you block or evade or such in time. Well, you take a hit like that. And, you know, it obviously is going to get harder in the higher levels. At this point, it's not that difficult. It's pretty easy to dodge and block. So. Just to take a little damage from that one. There we go, so press F to pick up with I want. So once again, if you have played games like Diablo or any sort of dungeon crawler game, you'll understand the concept of the scroll of identification. When you get an item that is unidentified, you're required to use this item to identify, and then it is usable. Ah, you noob. That's what you get for running ahead.
You have to...
Whatever. So just... Oh, you can't sort of skip these little cutscenes. So, there we go. That's us done with it. This is sort of a little teaser, I guess you would call, to get you used to the combat of the game. You know, you sort of jump into a little bit of a fight, do a couple of mini-bosses, and then on we go to the city. Now, the city itself is, you know, it's a relatively decent size. The map obviously opens with them. Kind of a little messy at start, but you know, you'll eventually work it out with the nice numbered legend and such. So And of course you always have your little trail of fairy dust, hoo-ha, whatever you want to call it. I'm just going to call it fairy dust. And so we're in the sort of market area at the moment. There is a lot of stuff in the game that isn't enabled yet, like professions and such. So, you know, we're not actually going to be able to do a lot of that stuff. So what we're going to do is we're just going to run through some quests and some of the... Hopefully we'll get to a dungeon at some point, so you guys can see what that's like. Let's take a quick look at the menu. As you can see at the top of the menu here, this obviously won't exist in the real games for reporting a bug. You have your character status, you have... God damn it. You have your homepage. Now the homepage is where you have different things like calendar, obviously events will be shown in there. Queue, this is where you'll actually queue for PvP, dungeons and such. Catalog, this is where people that have used the Foundry to create you know, quests or little dungeons of their own stuff, you know. They're you can see they're rated by players, so you can see, you know, how good they actually are. And there's different, you know, there's different types of campaign types, and what else have we got? What else? What's the difference in this one? Yeah, anyway, there's multiple different. We'll not waste too much time on that. We also have the Diamond Exchange. Now, Diamond Exchange is the Zen. Now the Zen is the real money transaction store. As you can see here, you can get companions, mounts, some profession stuff. You know, items, bags. You know, you can get boosts and such, which gains 25 bonus glory gain for whatever, you know. So it's still not, you know, you can't buy gear. It's not a particular buy to win game, you know. It's mostly cosmetic and just sort of experience boost. And where are we going? Ah, yes, this way. So as you can see, you know, the game graphically is simplistic in design. You know, it's pretty smooth. It's nice. I like it. As we said, you know, hopefully when the full release comes, there'll be a lot more options that we can actually
Protectors
activate.
on plate. Wilfred is dead.
Yes, the noob dived ahead. Okay, so every time you complete a major quest, you actually have to collect or complete it and collect it from a quest or from a chest.
Protectors enclave.
Yeah, complete rags to
I
riches.
understand you look.
So now we gotta go get some clothes because apparently we look like shit. We just gotta make sure we equip. So the game's where did we get to? Mission journal, pretty explanatory. Quest log, achievements, lore. Lore you can pick up along the way. Your social, your guild, messages, help, and of course then your sort of system menu. So relatively simple, nothing too complex.
Hello, adventurer.
Alright, mate.
I heard about
You got
what
some
happened on the...
clothes. Alright, so once again, so now what we need to do is, you have two different options here. You have your armor, and then you have your... Woo! Boobies! So basically, that's your sort of town gear. We still look like shit. It wasn't very nice clothes they gave us, but it's something. Better than walking around in our boobies, I guess. But let's just keep the armor on. Ooh.
Protectors enclave. You're back.
So one of the things we should actually talk about, Cryptic have this problem of when you want to add a friend to your friend list. Let's just show you real quick here. You have to add a name in the sense of character and handle. So you need to know the character's name that they're playing on and the handle that they're actually using for the account. You know, you can't just simply put the character name in and away you go. It kind of bothers some people, but not a game breaker. the most... Okay, so this is the Halls of Justice. This is one of the sort of mini dungeons we're talking about, you know. It's great because, you know, the game's not dependent on whether, you know, it doesn't force you to group with people. You know, there are group quests and dungeons that you can do, but it doesn't say, oh, you know, you cannot go any further unless you do this quest or without a group, etc. So it's nice that this is a sort of little solo dungeon style thing. You come across these a lot in this game, you know. Most of the quests involve sort of going into a sort of place like this. And I kind of like that about the game, so. Yeah, that's that room clear. So what are we actually doing? Ah yes, find the quartermaster. Oh. Now, throughout the dungeons, you come across different little things like this. Thievery skill or kit. Now, we don't actually have a kit, and we can't use the thievery skill because, if I'm right in thinking, it belongs to a particular race or class. I think class. Now, since we're Guardian Fighter, we get the sort of dungeon. I can't remember what it's called. We'll come across one in this dungeon for definite, and I think that might even be one over there. And yes, a dungeoneering skill, so it must be per class. And of course, when you loot that, you get sort of crafting materials and such. I don't know about the other ones because I haven't actually been able to use them, but the dungeoneering skill always gives sort of crafting and such. So, another thing you'll probably notice is that I don't know whether this is going to appear in the actual game itself, or holy shit, I'm getting attacked by someone invisible. Hey, there he is. As you can see here, this sort of thing pops up. You know, it's a little reminder. You know, special treasure chests at the end of each dungeon. Delve into the darkest and most dangerous dungeons of Neverwinter for long forgotten treasure. Basically, so if you start doing dungeons during that particular time period, you get special dungeons. Foundry, extra 150 experience for doing Foundry content, which is what other players have created. And then of course PvP ones as well and such. So, you know, that's pretty nice. I would think that it is going to be... Oh yeah, nature is also a thing we can collect. And, or maybe I had a kit. Yeah, I guess I had a kit. And we have this sort of... Oh, so another thing is that you'll see here, we're getting pretty low on health. To use potions, as you can see here, Alexis told us, it's mapped to the 3, 4, and 5 keys. 1 and 2 are mapped to the daily abilities, so 3, 4, 5 are the potions. So use them when you're getting a little low. But yeah, I would expect those events to take place in the game release as well. They're pretty cool, so... Alright, treasure chest, what do you got for me? Nothing useful. Shut up. As you can see, these instances, they're not that difficult yet. They do increase quite a bit in difficulty later on. But these are just sort of to get you used to the game, really. So. There we go, and the little ding to let us know our build is ready, so... Here we go. So as you can see, some abilities like that sort of ground quake thing you can block, however the sort of fire ones and stuff you can't, so you gotta make sure you avoid it. And down you go, pretty easy. And another noob that's dying. What's this? Oh, so this is a sort of lore item. You can see it pops up at the top of the screen. Press J to read more. You guys can do that if you're interested in it. Okay, yep, so door open. I'm not entirely sure how quickly you can level in the full release of the game, or whether they've made it quicker to level in the beta just so that everything gets tested. But if it stays the same, you level relatively quick. I'm not sure how many levels are actually in the game. I heard something that maybe 40 or 50 or something, so a little amulet. You always gotta make sure you equip everything. Yeah, just forget that stuff. So you can see we've sort of come across zombies now. Guys got themselves in trouble. Yeah, like I said, I really like the combat in this game. You know, I've started to enjoy action MMOs a little bit more recently, and you know, there have been some good ones. I mean, Terra had a nice sort of action combat, but it was always, I don't know, it always just didn't sit right for some reason. This, however, I mean, I'm really enjoying this. I can't, you know, I feel like I'm actually enjoying this more because of the combat. And, you know, whatever that Terra was missing, this guy has. It's just one of those things you can't. But then again, maybe it's just one of those things that. You know, depends on the user, I guess. Not that Terra was bad, but you know, the animations. Really love the animations. Oh, so much to kill, so little time. Of course, you see there we start to get a little low. At this level, I don't bother even blocking because there's no point against these guys, really. Yeah, but when you get a little low, you see the screen starts to blink a little red. Tell me you're getting a little low. Of course, shit popping out of the crypts and stuff. Look, come out of the coffin. You know, the one thing that might hurt the game in the long run is the fact that it's the same one story for everyone. So if you try to do multiple playthroughs, you know, it doesn't matter what class you play, what race you play, you know, it's kind of all going to be the same. So whether that hurts the game in the long run, yeah, time will tell. We'll see. But as I said, you know, it is a free-to-play game, so you know they couldn't exactly put as much money into it as I'm guessing they would like to do. But still, I mean, what they've actually accomplished here is, you know, I'm really enjoying it anyway. So, are we almost there yet? Yeah, we're close. That's the one thing I think the map's kind of a little messed up. Hopefully they'll fix that on their full release though, or even. As I said, this. Oh, okay. So here we go. Can we skip that? No. So these sons of bitches stole a crown, and now we get to deal with this guy. Guardian of the Nine. This is what I was saying. This is the thing that I like. You know, it sort of gives the boss a little sort of presentation. It's basically like, this is the guy whose ass you're going to kick. Oh, that was not good. I should probably start blocking. Not that they hurt too much, but... Actually, no, can't block that one. Doesn't matter. And there we go. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. you guys off. That's the one thing that's strange as well. It doesn't sort of let you finish the combat before jumping to that little cutscene. You sort of like have to wait before you come back before finishing them off. So, son of a bitches stole the crown. Whatever shall we do? Oh no. Now once again. Equip our item and we're off. Come on. I like the fact that when you open gates like that, they don't let you just walk right through it like happens in most other games. You know, it's a metal gate. You gotta wait until it properly opens. So, that is the end of the sort of mini first dungeon, I guess you could call it. Press any key. Yeah. Okay. So we just gotta return to the same guy.
Protector's Enclave.
Sons of bitches stole it. Yeah, nothing I can do. Too slow. Alright, go to the ruin tunnel. So once again, you know, off we go to another sort of dungeony area. Now, this is kind of cool. This is one of the things that I like about the game too. It's a scrying stone. When you find them, you just look at them. That's it. That's all it does. It just sort of gives you a sort of nice little view of the area you're in and lets you know what exactly, of what importance it is. So. Alright, Corporal. What do you got
Glad
for
to
me?
see you. Could you do me a...
Vital supplies? No problem. Okay. Oh, I'm actually low on potions. Oh no, there we go. I mean, regardless of it being somewhat easy at the start, it's always a good idea to make sure you have potions before you enter a particular mini dungeon. You just never know. So back to the market area. What have we gotta get? There's some sort of banal quest like this, as always. You mean, collect an item. What do we actually need anything from you? Oh no, that's irrelevant. So yeah, you get like some silly quests, as always, where you just gotta run around. Yeah, I got that. Collect random stuff. I mean, there's even a quest where you become a freaking barmaid, where you gotta take beers. I mean, you just save the town and then it's like, hey, you want some experience? Here, take these beers to the people around the bar. I mean, not exactly a quest for a warrior, but, you know, every MMO has them. If you want your experience, you gotta do even the dirty jobs. So, items collected, let's return to the guy. Or actually no, we go to a different guy, I think. Oh no. Same guy. No. It is a different guy. I was going the right way to begin with. Son of a bitch. Ah yes, we have to go here. So, into the tavern. The load time's relatively quick as well, which is kind of surprising. Usually, especially in beta, usually sometimes it can be a little slower, but it runs, as I said, it runs pretty smoothly, so. And this is...
cheers for the hero of Sleeping Dragon Bridge.
Yeah, blah, blah, blah. You threw me a
Glad
party,
to
that's
see you.
wonderful, but I
Sorry
got
for
shit
my
to kill.
little...
let's see it.
Hip, hip.
Okay. So once again, new power, press U. One of the things, yes, it was actually, what was it? Yeah, I guess it was just an upgraded. Oh no, it was the enforced threat. Okay. You get the first one. Every 5 levels, it is you get a chest like this. The Adventurer's Reward, basically. Whenever you get the level 5 or level 10 or 15 or so, and you open up the chest, it gives you basically another chest for 5 levels and then some items. Sometimes it can be items like gear, sometimes just potions and stuff, but you know, it's a nice little gift, I guess. So off we go to where we're going. Ruin tunnels, that's right. So as you can see, you know, it's always the strangest places where you just enter these sort of mini dungeons, you know. I like it. Discovered a new campsite, alright. Damn you rebels! Give me back the crown. I want it for myself. So as you see, there's some rooms where you have to actually make sure you kill everything before the door opens. You know, tiny rooms like that, it's not hard to miss them, but... And then in other ones, there's other rooms where you have to use levers, or levers, whatever you want to call them, to basically unlock the gates. Okay, so our new ability is this E. Basically, it does damage, but it also sort of taunts. You know, causes aggro to other mobs around, so good warrior spell. See, that's the kind of spell that you can block. But of course the fire damage itself still sort of gets you. And die already. Okay, so here we are, little boss. Time to die. Woo! How did that not block? Anyway. So, you die, and you die. This is another thing that the Guardian fighters actually have. It's the Dungeoneer skill, not only Gallerson's, but it has those secret passages, which is kind of cool. Take all, please. Etc. Quest. So the quest will lead us somewhere else because the crown is not here. You dirty rats. We did, however, get a new shield. There we go. Yeah. So, and there we go. Some of them, as you see, some of them are pretty short like that. Some are quite a bit longer. So, where do we return to? Ah, yes. As you see here, this is there are mounts in the game. I'm not entirely sure what level we unlock them, but there's some pretty cool ones. In fact, if you actually even though it's a free-to-play game, you can sort of
Time is money. I don't got
buy what's known as the Founders Pack. Basically, it sort of just donates money to
I
the
know
company,
what talking
and
to is.
you get a whole shit ton of items for free, and you also get early access to the game. I think 5 days early access to the game. Now I'm not sure when the exact release date is. It still just says early 2013. Hopefully within the next 2 months or so, I would hope. But yeah, so if you really enjoy the game, you can buy the Founders Pack and get all those extra goodies. And that will be it for this part of the Let's Play first look at Dungeons and Dragons Neverwinter. Hopefully we will actually be able to bring you another maybe 2 or 3 parts if we can, so that you can see some of the higher level stuff, maybe dungeons or maybe even PvP. But thanks for watching, and of course you can always subscribe to the YouTube channel to keep up to date with the latest videos from us, and also check out our Facebook page where we have competitions and of course the regular updates for latest videos that we are releasing. Thanks again for watching, guys. See you next time.